John Schneider, best known for his role as Bo Duke in the hit television series The Dukes of Hazzard, might just find himself in a hazardous position. Just hours after coming up short in the season 10 finale of The Masked Singer, he allegedly tweeted out something potentially threatening that the Secret Service is taking interest in. So, what happens if the Secret Service, the federal agency responsible for the protection of the president and his family, does find him to be guilty? We will come to that, but before that, let's look at how it all started with a tweet from Joe Biden. Biden wrote, "Trump poses many threats to our country, the right to choose, civil rights, voting rights, and America's standing in the world. But the greatest threat he poses is to our democracy. If we lose that, we lose everything." John, who is quite vocal about his political views, wrote back in a now-deleted tweet, "Mr. President, I believe you are guilty of treason and should be publicly hung. Your son, too." He now denies that the post was made by him. By the way, for those who might not know or remember, John Schneider was a country singer before turning to TV. He delivered multiple hits and collaborated with legends like Johnny Cash and Dolly Parton. In his response to Deadline, he said that he never said or implied any act of violence against the U.S. president, and also that he is entitled to his opinion that some leaders in Washington have lost their way and corruption is running rampant. Schneider has been denouncing Biden on social media for a while now, most recently charging that the president is funding Hamas's assault on Israel. He tweeted about the same back in October. His most recent and now deleted tweet went viral, with netizens reacting to it quite negatively. Even John would agree that sharing political views is fine, but asking the president and his son to be executed is just not going to go down well. And that's how the tweet caught the attention of Secret Service. Officially, the White House and the Secret Service, which falls under the jurisdiction of the Department of Homeland Security, are saying nothing on any investigation of Schneider. However, reports suggest that a probe has been initiated. A law enforcement insider told Deadline that we look at all threats against our protectees and, due to intent, this falls under the definition of a threat. While it's still too early to suggest what the verdict would be, what happens if he is found guilty sometime in the future? The law prohibits knowing and willful threats to kill, kidnap, or inflict bodily harm against the president, the vice president, their predecessors, potential successors, and their respective immediate family. If the threat is deemed to be real, any prosecution would not only require proof that the statement could reasonably be perceived as a threat, but would also require some evidence that the maker intended the statement to be a threat according to the statute. A credible threat against the president, classified as a federal Class D felony, is subject to up to 5 years behind bars and a $250,000 fine. The judge also has the option to apply restrictions on going online or 3 years of supervised release if a more lenient stance is taken. Now, the Secret Service will investigate whether he did actually make the post and is it deemed to be a credible threat. All we know is that losing out on The Masked Singer is not the only thing that John Schneider must be losing his sleep over right now.